Opening up about one's own life, especially when it intertwines with deep personal trauma and profound familial relationships, is never an easy task. Yet, it is often in the sharing of these stories that we find not only healing for ourselves but also the power to uplift others who may be traversing similar dark paths. My journey, which I have captured within the pages of my book, is not just my own. It echoes the lives of many, particularly those ensnared in the silent battles of domestic abuse and the enduring aftermath of such violence. The foundation of my book was driven by a blend of necessity and encouragement from those who heard the initial whispers of my past. They saw the therapeutic potential in my story, not just for me but for countless others who remain voiceless. These initial sharings, however painful, were met with an understanding that encouraged me to take a more public stance, to transform private grief into a public beacon of hope. My narrative pivots around several key figures: my grandmother, my mother, and my father, each embodying the dualities of human nature, the capacity for both harm and immense kindness. My grandmother, a woman who raised me with love and taught me the morals I cherish, was equally the same person who contributed to a cycle of abuse that scarred my mother. This abuse, unknown to me in my younger years, was the dark implication of my mother's life, leading her to continue the same with me. Yet, in my eyes, as a child, my grandmother and father were figures of love, their harsher truths obscured by the innocence of my adoration. The death of my grandmother, a pillar in my stormy life, marked a profound point of reflection. Her passing not only rekindled the grief of losing what I perceived as unconditional love but also reopened the old wounds that I realized needed a broader audience for their healing comfort. In her, I saw the complexity of human behavior, the intertwining of love and inadvertent harm, and it pushed me to dive deeper into our shared stories. In writing my book, I changed names and locations to protect the privacy of those involved but remained true to the essence of each experience. The narrative traces the life of Melody, a girl born into a vast family in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Her life, damaged by early abuse and later transgressions when she moved to Chicago, unfolds through the eyes of her daughter, Mia, who inherits not only her mother's trauma but also her battles. Mia's life is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. From grappling with inherited traumas to confronting the abuse from her first husband, her story is not merely about survival but about breaking free from the chains of her past. It is about the fierce protection of her children and the realization of her own innocence in the face of the horrors she endured. Through Mia, readers are invited to witness the power of resilience and the possibility of redemption. This book is more than just a recounting of personal history, it's a call to action, a plea to recognize the internal strength within us all and the potential for transformation. It aims to show that the scars we carry are not just markers of pain but badges of survival. It encourages readers to find happiness not from external validations but from the strength built within the recesses of their own being. By sharing my story, I hope to connect with others who see themselves in the shadows of my past, to encourage them to step into the light of their potential. It is a story for anyone who has ever felt broken but is not ready to break, for those who carry the weight of unspoken pain, and for those who believe in the possibility of a new dawn after a long night. This narrative is my gift to the reader, a shared journey of pain, resilience, and the relentless pursuit of peace. If you see yourself in these pages, know that you are not alone. You are part of a larger tapestry of survivors, each fighting their battles, each capable of rewriting their destinies. Join me in turning the page from past to possibility, from trauma to triumph. Are you ready to embark on a journey filled with hope and resilience? Check the description below for a link to book one of my story, A Place to Belong, written under my pseudonym Pari Jasper. Let my experiences guide you toward freedom, empowerment, and the beginning of your own journey to happiness. If this message resonates with you, please show your support by liking and sharing it with others. Don't forget to subscribe to stay updated with new empowering content as it becomes available. Together, we can make a difference and spread inspiration far and wide. #Make a difference, #spread inspiration, #subscribe, #empower and inspire.